Recording in progress.
All right. All right, so let's begin. Let's begin seated tall and supremely still. Close the eyes and bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you're everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for liberation from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So let's begin. We'll do some warm-ups and some stretches, and then we'll do some sun salutation, some other stuff. Okay, so we'll go through a bunch of different postures. So let's just start off with a wheel in a right hand, and then push it right up into the shoulder and against the right side of the head. You want to try to imagine all these exercises that the wheel is part of your body. So you want to just try to press the wheel against the side of the neck, and then just use the wheel to push the head over towards the right, to drop the left shoulder down. Just feel that you're trying to increase the distance between the shoulder and the ear. And then coming back, roll it all the way to the wrist if you can. If you need to, you can just press it into the top of the arm if it's too much to hold at the wrist, if it's too heavy. Okay, so now take it out to the side and then twist to the right. That's good arm strength there, and come back to the front and go out the other side. Move back to the middle, bring the left hand over, and then bring it all the way up and park it on your left shoulder. And again, just try to push the wheel right against the side of the neck, and then use the left arm. Just tilt the wheel into the head. Allow the head to become heavy and just use that wheel to just press into the side of the head. You can lower the right forearm all the way down on the ground if you like. Just get a nice stretch through the left side of the neck. Just feel different parts of the neck here. Just raise the shoulder up a little bit, push the wheel a little bit, roll it towards the top of the head. And then coming back, wheel the wheel again, just sitting against the upper arm or right up to the wrist. And then go to the left first. Open up the chest fully. Control it. Right to the center. And all the way to the other side. And come back to the center. Take the wheel up into the hands and bring it up. Now push it right in front of the chest. So you want to have it so you're working the wrist here. So you want to press the hands against the side of the wheel and push into the wheel and then send it down, but then lift the elbows up so you guys stretch in the backs of the wrists. Okay, so lift your elbows up and really push the heels, your palms into the wheel. and then lift up the wheel, and then just sit on your lap for a moment. You can just take your hands, interlace the fingers, and just do little figure eights with your wrists. And then we're going to do the other way. So the backs of the hands pressing into the wheel this time, the wrists about the height, about mid-height, and then lift the wheel up and then bring the elbows down. So then you'll feel the stretch in the insides of the wrists. So try to push the elbows down. Just try to keep your fingernails, the backs of the hands, right up to the top of the wrists on the wheel. And then lower the wheel down again. Again, just take your wrists around and just roll them around a little bit. Good. All right, now the wheel, just place it behind your back. Hands on the wheel, the edges of the wheel. And you can stand up here on the knees. Inhale, lift the wheel up, about the height of the shoulders. Exhale, drop the head down. Inhale, lift the wheel, lift the chest. Exhale, bring the wheel down towards the backs of the knees. Round your back, tuck the chin in. Inhale, open the chest, bring the wheel up as high as you can. Exhale, pull the wheel down. Rest on the backs of the knees, the chin comes down. Fluid movements. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round your back, tuck the chin in. One more time. Inhale, lift it up. This time, hold it here. Push your shoulders back. And then bring the wheel down. Good. Then bring the wheel out in front. Okay, so now we're going to just work the shoulders a little bit. We're just going to put the wheel, sit in front of your wheel. And just sit with your back against the wheel. Okay, so you're just sitting at the top end of the mat here, and then just lie back, allow the wheel to conform to the shape of the body. Sweep the arms out to the side, rest the back of the head on the wheel, and bring your hands in Kali Mudra. So the index fingers pressing together, and just use the wheel to push into the back of the heart, send the hands back, over your head. So you're stretching from the hip all the way up through the body to the fingertips. Back of the head, back of the heart, pressing into the wheel. Feel as though you're trying to squeeze the wheel between your shoulder blades. Hug the shoulder blades against the side edges of the wheel. And then from here, bring your hands to the top of the head and use the hands to pull the head back up. Good. Now from here, raise the wheel up, the arms up. And then spread your fingers, bring the wrist right underneath your ears, spread your fingers, and lean back so you can take the wheel with the edges of your hands, the fingers, the edges of the wheel. And from here, come onto your feet and just roll. So you can get your elbows all the way to the ground behind you, and then roll back. So keep, again, the wheel as connected to the back of the body as possible. Just keep the back of the head pressing to the wheel, and then just roll. Try to keep as much of the back in contact with your wheel as you roll back, and you bring your elbows maybe all the way down to the ground. So do this about 3 or 4 times. Come back. Keep the mid back and the upper back, the back of the neck pressing against the wheel. And one more time. Bring the elbows all the way down. So here, just stay here. Come into, looks like sort of like an iron bridge here. The elbows are down on the ground, the edges, the fingers gripping the edges of the wheel, and the feet flat on the ground. Roll the thighs towards one another. Pull the elbows right beside your head. Make sure your elbows are not leaning out to the side. And then slowly make your way back. Again, just keep on, imagine the wheels attached to your back. And then release, come back up. Okay, so now going a little bit further here, pushing the wheel again into the back of the body. And from here, just working the whole back now. So just roll the wheel all the way up the back, right up to the neck, and all the way down. Just keep walking your feet and place your hands on the ground and roll all the way back until the wheel comes underneath your seat and all the way. So just get as much of your back, roll out the back, feel it cracking out the vertebra. And again, roll all the way back, bring hands to the ground, slide all the way back. You can bring your head right to the ground so the wheel comes underneath your seat. And come all the way back the other way. And do it one more time. Just roll all the way back, feel it. It's cracking out your spine until the head comes all the way down to the ground. The seat comes below the seat, the wheel comes below the seat, and all the way back the other way. Good. All right. And then take yourself up off the wheel. All right, now we're going to sit at one end of the mat. So sit with the mat, most of the mat to the left of you. So you're sitting at the top edge of the mat. Come into Gomukhasana legs. So the right leg is over top, the left leg is underneath. So now we're just going to take the wheel against the left side of the body and just conform again the waist, the wheel to the side of the body. Raise the right arm over the head. And you can take your left wrist up, take hold of the hand, and pull yourself deeper into stretch. So use the left elbow to push the wheel, keep the wheel anchored against the body, against the hip, against the waist, and use the other hand to just pull yourself a little bit deeper into the stretch. Both sides of the seat are down. Good. And then from here, take the hand down. And from here, we're going to use our right foot to push. So we're just going to roll along, same thing as we did before, just roll along the wheel, along the side of the body. So it's just cracking out the ribs here. So just use your feet to help you move yourself. Good, so wheel it all the way along the edge of the body, right to the bottom of the hip. All the way up into the armpits. Good. And then one more time. All the way and all the way back. If you don't have those massage balls, you can use this wheel. All right, and now from here, we're going to roll back. So the wheel is underneath your, underneath your mid-body, your forearms on the ground. Raise your right arm over the head. And from here, push a little bit more so your legs come up off the ground. You're floating on a wheel. And so you can balance here, bring the right arm up. Good. And then coming back. So now this is called, sort of looks like ballet pose. So take your left fingertips all the way out. Take your right heel from the inside. And then bring the right leg up. Right foot flat on the ground. Wheel sitting underneath your hip. That's it. Try to get the wheel in your right, the heel in your right hand. That's it, good. And bring the wheel, the foot down, but bring it just behind it. And then again, a little bit of a twist here, so open up. So it's sort of like doing Wild Thing. Bring the right foot down on the ground just beside the left knee, and open up a little bit to the ceiling. Then from here, come all the way back down. Okay, so now going to the other side. So coming to the other end of the mat. Gomukhasana here, the left leg over top this time. And push the wheel right against the right edge of the body. And use the right arm to wedge the wheel in place right against the hip. And then raise the left arm overhead. Make sure the left side of the seat doesn't come up off the ground. And reach up with the right hand, take hold of the left wrist, and pull the arm over your head. Good. Make sure the left side doesn't get dislodged from the ground. That's it. Really squeeze the thighs together. One knee over the left knee goes more to the right. Then from here, release and start to roll. So using the feet and the hand to just push you along. So you're just coming all the way to the bottom of the hip and all the way back. Take your time so you feel it all along the side body. The wheel working into the hip bones, the ribs. Good. And then from here, next time you come forward, come all the way forward so you're coming onto your forearms and lift your legs up off the ground. Oops, and then try to balance. Your wheel's just underneath your hip, and then just try to find your left arm up. And then coming back down. And now that ballet pose again. So make sure, I'm gonna move a little bit because my back's a little bit slippery. So reach out with the right arm. Try to keep your left hand on the ground. Come onto your fingertips of your right hand and take hold of the foot with your left hand, the heel, and bring the left leg up. And bring the left foot behind the right into Wild Thing. So push the left foot into the ground, open up the chest a little bit to the sky. And from here, bring left hand back down and roll back out. So from here, just going to come onto the belly now, and then we're going to wheel. Come into Shalabhasana. Lift your legs, engage your buttocks. If you want, you can take the left hand up now. Left foot up and the right hand. Find a balance. Yes. And then the other hand, engage your leg, bring the right foot up towards the seat, take in your left hand, and pull the foot up. And then from here, just kind of try to pick your arms up to the side and just try to balance on your wheel just with your belly. So you have to try to get in this spot sort of just underneath the ribs. The bottom of the wheel is roughly at the tops of your thighs. And then arms out. Try to balance. Get the wheel a little bit further forward. Hug. Allow your belly to relax. That's it. Engage your buttocks. That's it. Charge your legs. That's it, Georgia. Good. Yeah, that's it. Allow the sides of the body to sink into the wheel. That's it. Has to be a little bit lower than you think. If it's too high, you won't be able to lift your legs and you won't be able to find a balance. Okay, that's it. Okay, all right. Okay, so from here, let's just take the wheel, and from here we're going to open up your knees and bring the wheel all the way forward. Bring the forehead to the ground, bring the seat all the way back. Place your hands on top of the wheel and just stretch out like this, pull the seat back. Your chest is on the ground, the forehead's on the ground. All right, now from here, let's see. Okay, so now from here, you're gonna bring your knees together. Bring the wheel right against the ribs, against the body, and come into plank position here. And just place your hands on the front of the wheel, just close to the floor, and then roll back all the way down so the hips are on the ground. Allow the head to go back. Push the wheel against the body, so the wheel's just underneath the breastbone. Just allow your back to just stretch up. Imagine trying to get your chest higher than the wheel. And you can stay here if you want. Separate your feet, push against the wheel, and try to bring your toes to the head. Anchor down. If you're pushing the wheel against the body, you might be able to get more height. If you try and get your chest above the wheel, it sometimes helps to get your feet to the head. Okay, so just the tops of the legs, from the tops of the legs down, is on the ground. Everything else is lifted. Just imagine you bring space there. That's it, Brian. Good. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful, Georgia. Good. Okay. Break the pose. So the next one is, that's it. So we'll do it one more time. So again, you place the wheel just against the front of the body, hands close to the ground, and just roll back until your thighs come down. And then bring your head back. Try to get your chest lifted as much as possible, higher than the wheel. Open up your knees, point the toes. Push into the wheel with your hands, and bring your toes towards the head. Maybe even on the head. Keep pressing the wheel against you. And then break the pose. Beautiful, nice. The extra weight and the pressure against you will help you get a little bit deeper into the pose, help you bring it to come into the King Cobra. So this is almost the same pose, except it's a different orientation. It's Shalabhasana. So you're going to come forward onto the belly again, wheel underneath you, and then roll forward until your chin comes down. And take your hands back. Thumbs on the inside of the wheel, the other fingers around the back edge, and press the legs up. Okay, then as you get higher, you just try to push your wheel. You use your fingers near the bottom of the wheel to scooch it in towards you. And then you allow your legs to bend and your feet to drop down, maybe on the head even. Again, do according to your condition. So you can just stay back here if you like with your belly mostly on the wheel, your legs extend like this. Or if you're more flexible, push into the tops of your shoulders and the tops of your arms. Don't go too fast, you'll fall over your head. Okay, so just do it with control. Keep pressing down the upper arms if you're going further. Okay, that's it, Georgia. Now just lift your hips up off the wheel a little bit and scooch the wheel in. You have to kind of push from the bottom of the wheel to get the wheel closer so you can go higher. That's it. That's it. That's the idea. Beautiful, Violetta. That's the idea. One more try maybe, or you can rest, whatever you need. Good. Yeah, bring your hips up That's it, Georgia. Beautiful. That's everybody. Good. All right. Nice. Okay, break the pose. Okay, so now we're going to come back. So shoulders, doing a few shoulder exercises here and back exercises. So we're just going to, again, bring the arms up, bend the arms down so that the wrists are just underneath your ears. Okay, your fingers are spread so you can take hold of the edge of the wheel. And then from here, roll all the way back onto your back. Okay, so you can stay here if you like. You can see if you can bring the feet in a little bit, raise the right leg up, and bring the other foot up. And then from here, you can just stay here with your back on the wheel like this. So this is one option. It's like bamboo pose. Your back and your seat are on a wheel. Your legs are straight up. Okay, this is option one. Eventually, you just push your elbows into the wheel. You bring your feet forward in front of you, and you come into a straight line. Okay, so this is a nice one. If you want to go further, you have to really grip the edge of the wheel, push the wheel into the back body, come into planche. So try to get your body diagonal line. Okay, that takes a little bit more strength. So again, you can do according to your condition. And then if you feel like you want to go into forward fold, you bring your feet down right in front of you. And this is a nice exercise. You're pushing into the back of the body. You try to get your heels down. You tuck your chin in. So you come back one leg at a time. So again, according to your condition. Make sure you have a good grip on the wheel. Come up one leg at a time. That's it, Georgia. Hold your breath. Extend through the leg that's raised. That's it. And then push up. That's it, Violetta. Good. Really push the wheel against the back body. That's it, Brian. Good. Now see if you can bring your legs down a little bit lower still. Push your hips up. That's it. Really squeeze the wheel into between your shoulder blades. Use your elbows to hug against your side of your head. That's it. Nice. There's a pose. Beautiful. Okay? And then come back down. Nice. All right. Okay, so now we're going to do camel pose. So there's a few options here, okay? So you can just bring your feet, your wheel in between your feet and just level one, you take your hands on the top of the wheel, you bring your head back. Level two, you hold the wheel in place, you hold the wheel in place, you slide your hands down beside your feet, inside, and bring the head, top of the head to the wheel. And then you can bring your hands over your head like this. Okay, so actually, you might want to bring your toes on the inside of the wheel to anchor in place. Press one foot instep flat on the inside of the wheel and place the other foot on top of it. And bring your arms up, hands to the seats, and so you can get the top of the head to the wheel. And then just reach the arms back behind you. Okay. All right. Now, for those of you who found that easy, you can keep going with that if you like, or you can bring your shins on the wheel. Okay, so you have to separate your knees. You have to kind of try to find your way up, walk your knees away, press off your fingertips and come up. And from here, you bring your feet to the, you bring your hands on the ankles, you lower yourself down bit by bit until you can get your hands on the ground, and then you find your back on the wheel, and then just allow yourself to drape back on the wheel. Okay, so you're sitting on against your feet here. Get a nice stretch through the quads, and then just keep reaching your hands back. The head scooches down towards the bottom of the wheel. Okay, so that's an option. If this is too much to do both feet on the wheel, you can do one leg on the ground beside the wheel. So one shin on the ground, and this is another option. Okay, so you find your way down a little bit more easily with just one foot on the wheel. Okay, just center your foot more on the wheel, and then you can do it that way. Like that. Remember, don't go to a place of pain or suffering, anxiety or distress. This is not what you want to offer. Good. You want to do the best experience possible. Okay, so now let's switch gears a little bit. Let's go into some hamstring stretches here. So we're going to start off with Kranchasana. If you can, you lean to your left, you fold the right leg back. If you can't fold the leg back because of your knee, you keep your foot in front. Okay, it's no big deal. And then from here, you bring the wheel underneath your thigh, and you can start off by just pressing your hands against the wheel. You bring your foot up like this. I'll do it this way so you can see actually. It might be easier if you can see. Okay, so option one, you start here. This is very easy for you. You can then move your foot inside the wheel and hold it like this. Okay, so your foot's on the inside of the wheel, or if you're more flexible still, you bring your arms inside the wheel. You lift the wheel up with the bottom edges of your arm, your top of the arm, and you slip your head inside of the wheel. Okay, and you can slide your foot up higher and higher, so the heel's on the inside of the wheel, and then you're sitting, the back of the head's resting on the bottom of the wheel, inside edge. Okay, so this is another option here. Be very flexible. That's keep your back straight, shoulders down, Violetta. That's the idea, okay? Good. That's okay. Now from here, release the wheel, and from here we're going to come into compass pose. So we're going to bring the wheel, actually we're going to do a few things here. It's going to lead into Visvamitrasana from here. So we're going to open up your legs a little bit more, bring the wheel underneath your right leg, your left foot. Okay, so now we're going to slide your left arm on the inside of the leg and bring the right arm up. If you can, take hold of the foot. And you take your other hand, press against the inner thigh. You can even bring it underneath the root of your body and take hold of your ankle from above. So your hand's underneath and your foot's on the outside of the behind you, and you're holding the foot. So, okay. Good. Now here you can stay here, or Visvamitrasana. A few options. You can do it from your knees, so you lean forward, you press into your hands, you bring your knee back so that the wheel is in line with the wheel, and you can do this. You can keep your arm free. You can reach over for your foot. If you can, you swing your leg out You press the foot up and you do the full version. Okay, so if you want, you can slide your foot a little bit further out, drop your hip, and get more of a stretch in the hamstring. And then you can maybe tip the foot. Okay, so lots of different options here. Beautiful, Georgia. That's it. Good, Violetta. All right, now from here, come down, facing towards the wheel now. Ardha Hanumanasana. So you can keep your foot on the top of the wheel and then just lean forward. Rest your belly on your thigh. You hold your foot. If you're more flexible, you reach way forward and take the front edge of the wheel, and you bring your body down onto your wheel. Your body onto your thigh, sorry. Take your attention to where you want to feel more release. So in the back of the leg, send all your attention there. That's where the prana will go. Okay. Now from here, you're going to wheel the wheel forward. Bend the toes under on the back foot and roll all the way back. This is called sitting duck. Trying to find a balance here. Okay, so you're sitting on your heel, your right heel, and then see if you can lift, squeeze your thighs together, and see if you can hover your heel right over the wheel, just about an inch or so. Squeeze the thighs together. Okay, so you're just trying to lean back a little bit. Engage your leg, and try to see if you can get your foot up off the wheel. That's it. Good. All right. Okay, so now from here we're going to go into a few more stretches here. Lizard. Bring your left foot on the outside of the wheel. Your right leg scooches back. So a few options here. You can come down if you can. If your hips are very high from the ground, you're tight in the hips, you can keep your hands on the ground, on either side of the wheel. If you can come down onto the forearms and just slide your right foot back and rest your chin on the wheel. Your shoulder stays against your knee stays against the shoulder. Okay, so you can do this. You can just use your hands to press it against your chest and just rest your chin on the top of the wheel. This is an option like this. And if this is still too easy, you can go further, wheel the wheel all the way in front. Hands on the top of the wheel and bring your forehead down. Good. Sink your seat down. Imagine you had a big weight on the top of your back, your seat. Inhale, come back up and wheel the wheel towards you. Okay, so now pigeon. You can take the left leg across the top of the wheel. So your shin is resting on the wheel, the foot's off the edge of the wheel. Okay, so here you bring your hands in front of the leg, the arms in front of the leg, and then you just sink your seat down. Okay, and then if you want, you can just push the wheel a little bit forward so your belly comes pressing against the front of the wheel and you sink your seat down. That's it. Keep pushing the wheel forward, sink your seat down. Go down even lower if you like. Keep pushing your leg forward a little bit towards the front. Good. Now from here, flying crow. So you hook your foot around the outside of the right arm. You come forward And then from here, this is pretty easy actually. Hold your breath and see if you can raise your right leg up. Your shin is still resting on the wheel. So come all the way forward. Your elbows, that's it. Georgia, good. Extend the leg, beautiful, that's it. Nice. Go ahead, Brian, that's it. Good. All right. Okay, so now let's try the other side now. Okay, so we're going to start off with your right foot on the wheel. Ardha Hanumanasana. Your hip is over the back knee. You're either taking hold of your heel on top of the wheel, resting your belly on your thigh, or you're reaching for the front end of the wheel, depending on flexibility. Push your seat back, rest your belly on your thigh. Take again your attention to all areas where you're feeling tight, want more release, that's where the prana will go. Just play with just pushing the wheel forward a little bit with your heel to get a little bit more of a stretch. Be mindful when you do this, don't overstretch, don't go too fast or too hard. Then from here, you're going to roll all the way back. So sitting on your left heel now, sitting upright, bring your thighs together, fingertips on the ground, and see if you can float the right heel up off the wheel. And maybe take your hands up. Okay, so really charge your leg, and just try to find your balance. That's it. Hold your breath. Sometimes it helps. If your wheel is sort of underneath your shin, it's a little bit easier as opposed to over your, like your foot is a little bit beyond, your heel is beyond the edge of the wheel, it's a little bit easier. Okay. Good. All right. Nice. Okay, so now from here, I just realized I forgot to do a couple of things. So we'll go back and do those now before we stretch more. Kranchasana. So starting off with your left leg folded back, and then your right foot on the wheel, or your left leg stays in front. And push the wheel against your thigh and get your leg up. And if that's easy for you, you can take your foot to the inside of the wheel and press up. Bring your wheel right close to you. You can bring your chin inside the wheel. Or more flexible, of course, you bring your arms inside the wheel. You lift up the wheel to the tops of the arms, and then you can slip your head inside of the wheel. And you can bring your foot even further up so the heel is on the inside of the wheel. Then your foot and your head will come together. Push your lower back up and in. Your head is sort of beside the wheel, the foot. Good. And then release. From here, you want to open up the legs a little bit more. Again, you can keep your foot in front. Compass pose. So bring your right foot on the wheel. From here, slide your right arm out. The right shoulder, the back shoulder is pressing inside of the knee. Raise your left arm over the head and take hold of the foot. You can use your other hand to push into your left thigh. Use the right hand to push the thigh outwards, Or you can snake it underneath your body and hold the ankle from above, and the foot's right behind you, like right behind the seat. Good. Try to turn your chest up a little bit more towards the ceiling. And then release. Visvamitrasana now. So come onto your hands, lean forward so you can bring your hip off the ground. So you're on your knee. You can either start on your knee, and right hand comes down the inside of the leg, the left arm comes up. Or you can try to take your foot to your hand to the foot, or swing your left leg out so it's more straight. Push the foot down fully and see if you can reach for your foot. Or just have your arm over the head. And then if you're taking the foot, you can see if you can wheel the wheel out a little bit further to get a little bit more stretch. That's it. And from here, release. Pull the wheel towards you. Lower the knee down. Okay, so now from here, the pigeon. Bring the right leg across the wheel so the foot's on like hanging off the edge. Bring your arms in front of your right leg, and then from here just scoot your left foot back and just drop your seat down. And just keep moving your leg forward on the wheel. So you're pushing the wheel forward and allowing your hips to drop. Imagine you had a big magnet attached to the front of your hips. And then just sink. Your belly comes against the wheel maybe. Go further and further as you see fit. Good. Now from here, bend the toes under on the left foot, scooch forward, allow the foot to hook around the shoulder, left top shoulder. Come forward, press into your hands, your elbows over the wrists, and then just lift your left leg up. Flying crow. That's it. Good. Beautiful. All right, break the pose. Okay, so a couple more stretches for the legs. We'll come again with the left foot. So a few options for Hanumanasana. You can just keep your wheel on the inside of the hip, and you can just move into the pose like this. You can place your hands on the wheel and just sink your seat forward like this and just pulse. Okay, so this is one option here. Another option is to place it underneath your leg and just try to push your seat forward into the wheel and just move your wheel out a little bit more towards the shin and just stay upright. So this is another option. If you're more flexible, you take your foot on top of the wheel. Okay, so you take your left heel on top of the wheel and then you start to push it forward. If you're really flexible, you might be able to sink down and eventually get your seat on the ground. Okay, so if you want to get fancy, you can try to take your right foot up in your right hand and bring it up to your head. So lots of beautiful things you can do here. Or both hands up, Kapyasana. Pull your arms up over the head, arch back. Okay, so get creative. Watch yourself like you're the witness. That's it. Sink your seat right down, Georgia. Try to get your seat right on the ground. That's it, good. And bring your shoulders back over your hips. C'est ça. Beautiful. Beautiful, Violetta, nice. Good. Really nice. Okay, switch sides now. Always mindfully, of course. So you can always start conservatively with your leg bent and just start practicing more of an equestrian pose, like Hanumanat, like with your leg bent, and then you can just sink your seat down. Eventually, you can move a little bit deeper. Just bring your wheel beside you, hands on the wheel, and just use your wheels just as a support as you try to bring your hips down, or of course your foot on top of the wheel. And just keep on wheeling your wheel forward. Your heel goes forward. Eventually get your seat right down onto the ground. Maybe bring your back foot up towards the head. Good. That's it. Shoulders back. That's it. Beautiful. That's the idea. And break the pose. Push into your hands. Send the wheel back towards you. And release. Good. From here, bring your hands on top of the wheel. Rest your forehead on the ground. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Now we're going to come back up. Okay. So now, a few balance poses. So now we're going to come with our left.
I'm sorry. I can't 12 o'clock.
You can still come, Alice. You can join.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so now Adha Chandrasana. Okay, so we're going to start off different levels again. Your left, take a left foot forward and place a wheel in front of your foot. You can start off like this. Okay, so start off here. That's it. Now this is quite easy for you. You can bring the right hand to the wheel, out edge the wheel, left fingertips on the ground, and bring the wheel up with the right arm. So be careful here, the wheel's heavy, so you don't want to go too far. You'll lose your balance. Okay? And then if you want, you can bend your knee, take the foot inside the wheel, press the base of the toes into the wheel, and bring the wheel up. Push into the wheel. Okay. That's it. Then from here, if you want to go even further, to get the base of toes into the wheel, you look forward and then you hold your breath. Left hip on the left, over the left heel, and try to take your hand up to the wheel. Push the wheel up, so be careful here. Do it slow. Get a nice stretch here. That's it, nice and slow. That's an option. Don't have to do that one. Good. Beautiful, everybody. Okay, break the pose. Try it on the other side now. So starting off with your right foot forward, your wheel in front of the foot, about a foot in front. Press your right hand to the wheel and lift your left arm up. You can even put your left foot on the wall if you like. That's another way you can do it. And if you like, you reach down now with your left hand, take hold of the other edge of the wheel. Your right fingertips on the ground, front of the right foot, and bring the wheel up. Good, raise the left leg up higher. And then bend your knee. Place your foot on the inside of the wheel, the toes pressing in the inside of the wheel, and use the toes on the inside of the wheel to raise the leg up higher. Good. And at any point, if you like, you can turn forward. Pull the heel in towards the seat first. Hold your breath, your right hip right over the heel. And take your right hand to the wheel as well. And then keep pushing. Push your foot up again. Arch your back. Sort of like toppling tree. Okay? That's it. Good. Nice and slow. Watch the body moving all by itself. Good. Beautiful, Georgia. Beautiful. Yeah, that's it, Violetta. That's it. Nice and slow. Pull the heel towards you. That's it. All right. Now break the pose. Come back down. Okay. So now, other way you can, let's see. Another expression of the pose is dancer. There's two versions. There's like the full dancer with the arms above the head. If you have shoulder mobility issues, you can do this one. Okay, so you place your foot on the inside of the wheel, and then I like having the base of the toes into the wheel. So you can do it with one foot in the wheel like this. Okay, so I'm doing on the wrong foot first. Let's do it on the left foot first. So you can do this one, or if you have more flexibility, you turn the wheel towards you. You place a foot on the inside like this. I had this moving the camera a little bit. Okay, so you place your foot on the inside of the wheel like this. You bring the elbow close to the body, and then you lift up. Okay, and then you turn your wheel forward, turn forward, and your other hand can come on the inside, the bottom edge of the wheel, and you push it up. If you can move your hands to the top edge of the wheel. And then pull it up. Okay, if it's too much, again, you place your foot on the inside of the wheel, toes pressing into the wheel, and you can do this one. Okay, your wheel sitting on the inside of the, pressing against the inside edge of the leg, okay? Go ahead. Nice and slow. Yeah, feel free to hold on to something, that's it. That's it, Georgia. Good, Brian. Beautiful, Alice. Yes, nice. That's it. Nice and slow. All right. Now, try it on the other side. So if you're taking, again, the wheel just in dancer pose, place the foot in the wheel, and you can just start to lean forward and try to push the wheel up and then the arm up, or you take the wheel on the inside with your palm inside the wheel, you place the foot inside the wheel, you bring the elbow up, straight up in front. Your wheel is against the back of the shoulder, and you keep pushing up. So this way you're not hurting your elbow at all. You're not moving your arm or shoulder around in a weird way. And the other hand can come on the bottom edge, or if you can, slide your hand up to the top edge on the outside. Your palms facing the outside of the wheel, and then you lift up higher and higher and higher. Okay, give it a try. Beautiful. That's it. That's the idea, Georgia. Beautiful. Nice, Brian. That's it, Alice. Good, Violetta. Good. Yeah. Inside a wheel like this. Okay? You hold the wheel like this. You bring the foot inside. And then from here, you move your elbow in front. And then you push it up. And then your other hand comes to the wheel. And you keep pushing up. Sorry, I'm not in the camera very well, but yeah, you get it, okay? Good. All right. Ready to move on? We'll move on. Okay, so, let's see. I'm trying to think what we want to do. Okay, so this one, let's just, okay, so it's a balance pose. You place your hands on the ground, your left foot comes on top of the wheel, your other foot comes in front of it. Okay, and then you just walk your way back, and you just try to come up. Hold your breath. Okay, so one foot is just on top. It starts on top and then kind of rolls back as you bring your other foot flat on top of it. You wheel back until you're, you press the foot in diagonally across the front of the wheel, hold the breath, and then come up. Okay. Yeah. That's it. Now try to bring. That's it, Violetta. Good. Use a wall. Good. And your other foot right in front of it. That's it. Roll back a little bit more, Brian. That's the idea. That's it, Violetta. Good. Okay? You want to have the wheel more, you want to have the foot more on the top of the wheel. Okay, like the foot that's flat on the wheel, you want to have it more on the top of the wheel, not in front of it. Okay, so your other foot that's behind, it's sort of diagonally across. So the instep to your ankle is closer to you, your toes are further away. And then you hold it in place, the foot, you bring your other foot on top of the wheel, right on top, and then you wheel back. Just push yourself back to your fingertips. And you're really hugging the wheel with your back instep of the foot, and then hold your breath and come up. Replacer ton pied plus sur le, juste au-dessus de la roue, Georgia. C'est ça. C'est mieux comme ça, oui. That's it, Brian. That's it. Good. Now bring your shoulders up a little bit. Hold your breath. That's it, Alice. Yeah. Good. Hold your breath. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it, Brian. Good. Okay? Nice. That's it, Georgia. Oui. Bravo. C'est ça. C'est parfait. Okay? So the foot, if it's sort of in front, you're going to kind of roll forward. You have to have the foot right on top of the wheel, on the top. That's it. That's it, Brian. Good. Eventually you'll be able to stand right up. Okay? All right, so let's do that one then. So if you're trying to stand on the wheel, you can always start against a couch. I find it's easier to start against the couch. You place your feet. So your feet are like a V. Your heels are behind, and the wheel and your toes are on the front edge. The big toe is gripping, and then you You can start with yourself against a wall or on the couch, so you just stand up and then you can come up. Okay? If you want to do it from the ground, you move your hands in front, place one foot and then the other foot, and you come back. So again, you have to sit with your feet are like a wheel. Your heels are about maybe a few inches apart. You grip the wheels, the fronts of your toes, and the heels are behind a little bit. Okay, and then you can stand. That's it. Hold your breath. That's it. That's it. Good, Brian. Beautiful. Good. That's it, Alice. Good. Nice. That's it, Georgia. Séparer tes talons un petit peu plus. C'est plus facile si les pieds sont un petit peu écartés. OK? C'est ça. OK? That's it, Alice. Nice. Good. Et voilà. OK? OK. So we're going to try something else now. Okay, so now we're going to try moving on into inversions. So for heads, actually, let's do it before we get too tired. Okay, so I'll give you a few options here. For handstands, you can do this against the wall. Okay, so actually, like there's okay. Let's do a preparatory exercise for core. You place your feet on the wheel like you're doing a plank, and then see if you can roll the wheel towards you, and then you roll the wheel back. Okay, so let's do this a few times. Push into the wheel and see if you can roll the wheel towards your hands as far as you can go. Your hips are over your shoulders, and then roll back. Okay, so do this about 3 to 5 times, depending on your strength. Don't get too tired. Don't make yourself too tired, but it's good core training. That's it. Good. Push into your wrists. Nice control. Sometimes the wheel will go off course. That's okay. If it starts to go veer off to the side, just reset it. There you go. Okay. And then, good. Okay, so I don't want to do that too long because it's going to get too tiring. So there's a couple ways to get into handstand. You can start with your feet on the wheel. So start with your feet not too close, not too far from you. Okay, so you want to have the right alignment so your hips are almost your shoulders already. You bring one leg up, and from here you press into your hands and see if you can take your foot up off the wheel. Okay, so that's one way you can do this. If you feel uncomfortable to do this, you can just do this against the wall. So you come against the wall and then you just move your foot. And this is another way, like if you can't kick up, sometimes it's hard to kick up onto a wall, right? So the wheel will give you some extra height. So you can do it with like, normally if you're kicking up the wall, but you have your wheel to help you to come up. Okay? I can't do it here because my wheel's very narrow here, but you can try it that way. That's it. Get your foot a little bit closer to start, Brian. The wheel should almost be, between your hands almost, okay? And then you don't have to, okay? That's it, Alice. Beautiful extension. Okay. Now, once you get good control, you can try to lift up and then try to place your foot back on the wheel without moving your wheel. And then try those little drills like that, right? Okay, so there's another way. I'll show you another way getting into it. I have to turn the camera a little bit so I can see. All right, so you can do this against the wall as well. You place the wheel against the wall, your head against the wheel, and then you try to kick up this way, okay? It's not easy because I have a very narrow wall here, okay, but I do it better on the middle of the floor. Okay, so you're pressing your head against the wall. If you want to do it in the middle of the floor, you can do it as well. If you don't have a wall, you can always place a block to wedge it in place. I don't have a block here, but just say you had a block, okay? You place a block to secure it in place so it doesn't move. But then you can place your head down on the wheel and come up. You need to come into scorpion if you like. This is if you are pretty comfortable in your handstands, okay? Otherwise you do it against the wall. So this is a good exercise to practice handstands. Yeah, that's it, Georgia. Beautiful. This is a good one because it forces you to come away from the wall a little bit. Yeah? That's it, Alice. Yes, good. That's it. Your wall is always there if you want. So if you're pretty good at this, you already know how to do handstands, you don't need the wall. That's it. Good. Nice. Isn't that fun? Beautiful, Georgia. Yeah. That's it, Violetta. It's awesome, Alice. Okay, break the pose. Come down. Nice. All right. So, forearm balance moving into scorpion. I'll show you 2 ways to enter, okay? So, you again can do this against the wall. You just place the wheel against the wall and you come up. Your forearms on the ground. I really don't have a lot of space here, so I'm going to pretend I'm against the wall, okay? So, you place the back edge against the wall. You place your head against the wall. Your thumbs are just on the outside of the wheel on the ground. Your other 2 or 3 fingers are on the inside of the wheel, holding it down. You place your head up against the wheel. Actually, take the forehead against the wheel, and then you come up like this. Okay, so that's one way to get into it. And then if you like, you can split your legs. If you're very flexible, you might be able to get the foot to the wheel. Okay, and then once foot's on the wheel, you have to push your body away so your head comes away from the wheel. Keep pushing your wheel away with your toes. And then you can bring your other foot onto the wheel. And then eventually you can move your feet inside. And then you just pull the wheel towards you and then your feet are on your head. Okay, so that's one way working towards scorpion. Another way you can do it, which I think is somewhat easier in a way if you have if your body proportions are roughly equal, you don't have your legs much longer than the rest of the body. I like coming from the back. So you reach around, you bring your wrists underneath your ears, you grip the wheel, and from here you roll back all the way. Your elbows come up onto the ground, and then you push your back up off the wheel. So from here you look towards the wheel, and you use your foot if you can to find the wheel. And you push the wheel away from you a little bit. Okay, you're holding with your fingertips locking in place, and then you bring your other wheel. So this is actually, if your body proportions are about the same, the trunk to the legs, you can find the wheel a little bit more easily. You don't have to try to find it with your feet in the air. That's more difficult. Okay, and then you just move your feet on top of the wheel, and then you push the wheel towards you, and your feet are on your head. You don't have to bring your feet on the wheel at all. Okay, so again, these are just options of things that you can do if you're working towards scorpion. Okay, so give that a try. Remember, bring the wheel against the wall if you like. Brian, I think if you go from the front and back into it, that would be a nice entrance for you. I think you can do it easily. Sorry? You can turn on your, yep.
Yeah, could you just show how you from the side approach?
Yep. Okay, so you start like we would be coming in from you start the wheel against the back. You bring your hands down, your wrists just underneath your ears, you grip the wheel, and then you just roll back until your elbows find the ground. And then here you lift your back up off your back up off the ground, and then you move one foot onto the wheel and you push it away with your foot, and this will give you stability to bring your other foot onto the wheel. Okay, so you have to push with your wheel, as we're trying to push the wheel away. Your head's off the wheel, it's not on the wheel. And then you want to bring your chest forward so then your feet can come onto the wheel more easily. Okay? Poussez les hanches en avant, Georgia. Oui, séparez les jambes. Encore, encore, encore. Oui, tu es presque là. C'est là. Alors maintenant, poussez la roue avec les orteils. Continuez de pousser. Et c'est ça. Exact. Alors maintenant, tire. C'est ça. Et maintenant, une fois que les orteils sont sur la roue, faites rapprocher la roue vers la tête, puis là, tu peux mettre les orteils sur la roue, puis tu peux toucher. C'est ça. Okay, c'est là. Voilà. Contrôlez. That's it, Alice. Voilà. Continuez de pousser avec les orteils. C'est ça. Assurez-vous que les orteils, les pieds sont bien installés sur la roue. Puis maintenant, faites rapprocher la roue vers la tête. Levez la tête un petit peu, poussez le fond contre le... C'est ça, exact. Continuez de tirer. Et voilà. Avance. Mettez les orteils, voilà. Encore, faites rapprocher la roue. Exact. Oui. Oui, c'est beau. That's it, Brian. Push your... That's it. You're getting there. You want to just try to push your head forward, drop your chest a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay?
no, the wheel throws it up.
Yeah. It's nice.
Not very
All right. Okay. So now let's try something a little bit more restorative. Let's come into shoulder stand, or you can stay in bridge. Okay, so you start again at the front end of the mat. And from here, you just roll all the way back until your shoulders find the ground. Back of the head's on the ground, and the wheel is sort of like wedged just in your lower back area. Now here you can stay here if you like, if this is comfortable, or you can raise one leg and then bring the other leg up. And you can rest again with your seat on the wheel, or bring your feet forward so you can move your wheel right against your mid back. And then you come into shoulder stand. And you can stay in shoulder stand if you like, or if you feel you're called to do plow pose, you can bring your feet down and drop your thighs onto your chest and your shoulders onto your knees onto your shoulders. That's it. Now to get into full shoulder stand, push your hips up off the wheel, push them forward so your legs can come straight up, and then you can push the wheel right into your back a little bit higher up. Okay, and then you move. That's it. That's it, Alice. Good. That's it. Keep going, Violetta, right until the shoulders come right down. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. That's it. And then once your shoulder's on the ground, you can place your wheel wherever you feel is comfortable. So you can move your wheel if you like, Violetta, like somewhere higher or lower, however you feel, okay? And then, good. All right. And then, once you're done with that, you can roll back out, whenever that is. So wheel back down and in a fish again, supported fish. Just lie your seat on the ground, the back of the body come forward to the shape of the wheel, and then just allow the head to drop back, so the back of the head resting on the wheel. And you can pull your arms over the head, or just you can rest with your arms down if you like, whatever you like. Just feel the back of the wheel pushing into the back of the heart. The wheel pushing into the back of the heart. And then from here, release. Okay, bring your wheel in front. Tadasana. Bring the soles of the feet together on top of the wheel and just allow your knees to fall out to the side, and then see if you can interlace your fingers, cup your fingers on the tops of the toes, your index fingers come together, and bring your forehead to your feet if you can. And then you can just keep on sliding your wheel forward so that you get more length. So you just keep on pushing your feet forward and your body stretches along. Your seat stays anchored down, but maybe your back lengthens. Again, your knees are falling away from one another. Knees are falling out to the side. Take your attention to the base of the spine. Inhale, lengthen, keep pushing your head forward. Exhale, soften. And then coming back up. From here, open up your legs. Bring your right foot on the inside of the wheel. Good. Face the right leg. Bring your left hand on the front end of the wheel. Your right hand can either come just behind your seat or around, and take your hand to the inside of the left thigh. Inhale, pull the wheel towards you. Lift through the chest. Exhale, twist to the right. Use the right hand that's on the left thigh to roll the thigh outwards. Push into your thigh and roll it outwards. Keep your back straight. You can't get your hand to the thigh, just hand right down the center of the back, right against the seat. Keep pushing with the base of toes inside the wheel. So the whole body turns. Imagine you can see right through your spine, the spine spiraling upwards. And release. Go to the other side now. Bring your left foot on the inside of the wheel. You hold your wheel with your right hand. Left arm comes either behind your back, that's in the back, or around the back, and the hand comes onto your right thigh. Push into your thigh, roll it outwards. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, keep pulling the wheel towards you. Tug it on the wheel as you turn to your left. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Your thighs rolling outwards. You're pushing actively the roots of your toes into the wheel, inside the wheel. And then break the pose. Now come on to your backs for Shavasana. So if you want, you can either rest with your wheel on top of your belly, somewhere on the belly and on the thighs, or you can take your wheel and place your head inside the wheel so that you're looking up at the top edge of the wheel, and you can just lie down like this. So, or you can even take it underneath your legs, underneath your knees. Move it closer to your seat and just allow your legs to relax like this. So whatever you like to do, go ahead. Rest now. Lie down on the back. Turn the wheel so it's flat, so it's on its side, Violetta. So, yes, like that. And then just place it close to your seat and allow your thighs to rest on it, okay? It's a little bit more comfortable. Okay, that's it. Just move the wheel wherever you need to so it's comfortable, so it's not bothering the knees or anything like that. And then just rest here. Take a deep breath in. Gather up all the tension in the body, any tightness you feel, any restrictions. Exhale, let it all go. Imagine it just dropping right out of the body. Feel soft. Feel unobstructed. Feel free and loose. On the next inhale, scan the mental processes. See if you find any experiences or thoughts there that are disturbing you in any way. They're agitating you, distressing you. Collect them all, bring them to the center. Exhale, drop it all out to the body again. Let it all go. On the next inhale, do a scan of your emotions. And if you find any negative emotions, whether it be in a form of sadness or frustration or disappointment, embarrassment, anything like that, fear, bring it all to the center again, collect it all up in a package. Exhale, just drop it right out. Dispose of it. Rid yourself of it completely. Now feel completely open and lighter, having had rid yourself of all these burdens, this heaviness, emotional, physical, or mental heaviness. As you inhale, imagine you're drawing in the best. You're making yourself completely open and empty so you can receive even more. Bring in everything you need. Exhale, fill yourself up with it. Feel recharged, rejuvenated. Feel full of goodness. Inhale again. Bring in everything, all the qualities that you're trying to cultivate to a deeper extent, to come truer, closer to your true nature, which is infinite in its potential. Infinite in its capacity to love, to show compassion, to be wise, intelligent, brave, and motivated and inspired. Exhale again, fill your whole being up with it. Allow it to permeate all through you. Feel powerful in every way. Last inhale. Next inhale, bring in what you imagine everybody could use. In effect, we all want the same thing. We all want to be happy, free from suffering, free from strife. Now direct it all to this center of the chest and the right side physical heart, the spiritual heart. Bring it all there. And this is where God resides, our common thread that ties us all together. Then as you exhale, imagine it going to all beings everywhere, for God is present in all beings. Stay in that mindset of benevolence, of generosity, of serving others through your practice. Everything that we have is meant to be shared. We are all one. Repeat to yourself the following sentence 3 times to ingrain this idea in your mind and heart. Come back to it every day to see its realization, to keep you in this mindset of offering. Say to yourself now the following sentence. I see the divine essence in all beings. Through this practice, we imitate many different forms. We pass through many experiences. Some are pleasant, some are a little bit more challenging and difficult. But they are all valuable. They all teach us something. Knowledge is the antidote for suffering, for ignorance is a root cause of all suffering. The more knowledge you have, the more tools you have to break those patterns that cause the suffering. And we learn through other forms as well by trying to imitate them, putting ourselves in their shoes, putting ourselves in their mindsets. We become more open and receptive to other perspectives, which are also extremely important. So honor all beings, love all beings the same. Now prepare to come back from Shavasana. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to your body. Become aware of your fingers, your toes, your arms, your legs, the forces that animate the body. Prepare in the most gentle and quiet and reverent way to come back to seated position. Always moving in a way that is gentle, mindful, quiet. we'll close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within, send out to all beings everywhere. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Wonderful, wonderful practice.